Hello, artists and historians. We are still enjoying Teacher Appreciation Week and focusing our lessons and my discussions on famous artists who were also art teachers. Today I'm going to talk about Marc Chagall. His quote is, "In the arts, as in life, everything is possible, provided it is based on love." If you read and look at the work from Marc Chagall, you will see lots of information focusing on color, and his subject has always been his life experiences, religion, and love. So he is actually one of my mother's favorite artists, and you'll see why his work is so astounding. So let's take a look at one of his most famous pieces and learn a little bit today about Marc Chagall. So Marc Chagall in 1921, he is a Belarusian French artist, as I think I mentioned, but he worked as an art teacher in a Jewish boys' war shelter in Russia. This school historically housed orphaned refugees from Ukrainian pogroms following World War I. So after working as an art teacher, his art career and his art really spanned so many different subjects and topics. A lot of Marc Chagall's work focuses on his childhood. He was the oldest of 9 children from a very loving Jewish family. His childhood was a happy one, and you'll see images even in the example that I show today. He learned about art in Russia before traveling to France. He did eventually become a French citizen before fleeing to the US during the Nazi regime. In 1930, he was asked to create a series of Bible prints that would illustrate scenes from the Old Testament. By 1939, he completed 66 of the prints and returned to finish the project 13 years later. I like to mention that element, that fact about him, because a lot of art and artists, it's not a one-shot type thing. A lot of young art students and young artists think you have to have a finished piece right away. You have to work till something's complete. And this is an example that, he needed to take a break for many reasons. And he finished it 13 years later. And sometimes some of the best art, that's what you need to do, is take a break and come back to it. This is another interesting fact. For St. Stephen's Church in Germany, he created a set of 9 glowing blue stained glass windows depicting stories from the New Testament. These windows were created as part of an effort to rebuild relationships between the Jewish and German people. And that's actually the image that's featured behind me while I'm speaking. So he used his art to try to bring communities together, like many of the artists I show. And one of his most famous pieces, I in the Village, you can look at over here. It's a large oil painting. It's split into 5 sections, and you'll see things. You'll see the tree of life. You'll see cities. You'll see somebody upside down and somebody right side up. There is so much to see in this painting, and some call it surreal. Some will say it is cubist. Some will call it almost a whimsical cubism. So he created his own style of art, which he's known as a storyteller. Again, I could have featured him during any of the weeks that we've discussed, because he's a courageous artist. He tells stories through his art, and he was an art teacher. So Chagall is a phenomenal artist who speaks to so many people. I really encourage you to look up more of his work today, and have a great day.